Hello, everyone, and welcome to a special edition of the Edric Show. I am Edric Jerome. This is the place for intelligent conversation with interesting people. Go ahead and hit that subscribe button, ring that notification bell, and you'll get notified when I post content each and every week. My guests are author, actor, and youth life skills coach Deon D. Price and Dr. Tia Madison, an accomplished actor, director, and professor of communications at Napa Valley College. They're here to talk about the current production of Raised in Hell, the play, a one-man dramedy written by Deon and directed by Dr. Madison. The play will be performed at various theaters around the San Francisco Bay Area during 2025 and 2026, and I'm pleased to welcome Deon and Dr. Tia Madison to the Edric Show. Welcome.
Well,
Hello,
thanks for having me.
thank
Happy
you.
Monday.
Happy Monday. Happy Monday. Let's get into it. First question, tell me, what is Raised in Hell, the play about? What are some of its core themes?
Okay, well, I'll jump it off there, Miss Tia. You take it from there. Well, it's based on the book Raised in Hell, that was as a nonfiction family dramedy about the humor and hardship of a dysfunctional upbringing, giving a snapshot of what it's like to go through the trials and tribulations of abandonment, addiction, the worst time in history to be in LA, and the humorous aspect of those hardships, adding a little bit of light to it. So that's what it's about, based on the book that we're put together this play.
And Dr. Madison?
I would say it's about life being thrown at you and the ability to survive. It's a testimony of survival, and how one can have a dream and work at that dream, accomplish those goals, even when things are not going the way they would like it to go.
Um, Taking it from a book, Deon, and you published a book, it's available at Amazon for people who are interested in getting a copy of the book, Raised in Hell. When you take something from a book and take it to the stage, where did the inspiration come from to want to turn it into a stage play?
Based on the reactions that I've received when I've used that material, and the book evolved from me sharing these stories in my experience as a youth worker and with family and all that, and the response I've gotten from some of the environments that I've told these stories gave me the inspiration that this is something that not only people can resonate and understand and appreciate from different generations. So from me getting the responses I've been getting as a youth worker, that kind of led me to thinking, okay, let's build into something that can be something, a package that we can put together based on the book and in a long-term a play format.
And Deon, I know you've workshopped the play and you've done, smaller versions of it, but
Right.
I think this is your first time in a performance of this length. And so t taking it to the stage and learning the stage craft, what are some of the things that you've learned from working with Dr. Madison?
Oh, thank you for that. I've learned a lot. I've learned that you're more than just a storyteller. I keep saying I'm not an actor. She said, "Yeah, you are. You've been acting the fool all your life." Based on the, yeah, you have. But she's really showing me the professional precision of how to deliver and how to move and what gestures and when to slow down and when to allow the story to marinate. Right. I also have a background in stand-up comedy, and that's a different type of delivery. So she's showing me the technique of how to get the emotion out of it, and it's okay to slow down. It's okay to have the rhythm of an actor, but also the timing of a comedian, and you marry those things together to reach a variety of different emotions. That's what I'm learning in our practice and our workout.
Same for you, Dr. Madison. What is it like working with a personality like Deon?
The great thing about working with actors who are true and honest, he brings an honesty to the stage. It's his story, so it is real. And it's always easier to come from a place of truth and pulling that truth on the stage, just making it so that the audience can receive the truth, those jewels that he has to share with the audience through the show. But it's been a pleasure It's been a real pleasure because the story it's a part of him, and him being able to share it in a different way with the audience is really nice. It's really nice to see it on.
Let me ask you this question, Dr. Madison. Taking and similar to what I asked to Deon, you take the stories, you take a collection of his stories, and there's thematics elements throughout it. But what are some of the challenges of blocking out and the technical aspects of putting a one-man show on a stage?
Some of the difficulties is making sure, especially when a story is a person's story, and me coming from a theatrical view of that person's story and not allowing the truth to happen and not trying to put too much of the theatrics on it can be a difficult challenge, because I don't want him to move in a way or to show up in a way in a particular scene that is not connected to the truth of the story that we're trying to tell. So that can be a challenge, because I don't want to step on those toes, because nope, they didn't say it like that, or nope, the feeling for that particular line was not the intent of how the story is supposed to be told. So having that's like a dance, making sure that we are in step with the direction that I'm trying to put on one of his true to life stories.
Without giving away too much of the story, because obviously we want people to come in and enjoy it, buy tickets, and we'll give all the particular details at the end. But what's a scene or a moment of the play that both of you may be particularly proud of or really anxious for the audience to see?
Ooh. Okay, how do I say this without giving it away? So what's wonderful about the play is that you're going to go through all of the emotional feelings. You're going to have all the feelings. And Deon is funny. So a lot of his story is funny. It's like funny, but it was his life, so you don't want to really laugh at it, but a lot of it is funny. There's some moments in the show where it's just real. It's real to that human emotion, that connection, that feeling of sadness, that I think is beautiful. It's beautiful to see an African American man be vulnerable on the stage. It hits you, it makes you choke up and want to shed a tear. So those, between the laughter and the understanding and the flow of the story, having those vulnerable moments are truly precious.
Same question, Deon. What's maybe a moment or something for you, especially as an actor and so involved in the play emotionally, and you wrote it and you're performing it. So maybe for you, what is a moment where you really are excited and want the audience to really see?
Well, as Miss Tia said, that those are some of those vulnerabilities that's in the book. Now it's easy to hide behind some words, and you can read it on your own. But when you're up in front and you're live and you're delivering it, I'm real comfortable with the comedy part, because that's my healing point. That's my. But then she's helping me bring out those emotions. It's okay to slow down. It's okay to be really emotional, and so I'm excited about that transition of having someone, a live audience, laugh at one point and want to give you a hug and cry with you moments later. I've never seen that live before, right? In this context, right? So that's what I'm looking forward to, seeing those transitions, people having a good time, but also saying, "Oh, you poor baby, did that really?" Right? So, and then seeing the reaction. I'm looking forward to seeing the reaction of some people. I'm going to have some people there that want different generations, and hopefully there, and I want to see how it resonates with today's youth generation and people our age, Generation Z. Say, I know what that sounds like. I know what that feels like. But how is it going to resonate with the younger generation? There'd be a good mix of people there. I want to see how it responds to different generations at the same time.
Both of you work with young people. Dr. Madison, you work with college students every day. Deon, you work with young folks, over in San Francisco. And so I would imagine that there are some themes or some of the issues in the play that resonate with some of today's issues. So maybe both of you can talk a little bit about some of the themes in the play that actually resonate with young people today.
One of the themes, and I'm bringing my students because I want them to hear this story. One of the themes is through all of the challenges that Deon went through in his life, he still pursued a goal. Like he didn't let his life, the economic challenges, the dangerous neighborhoods, he didn't let any of that stop him from getting to his goal and understanding that you may have some life situations that's going on, but you can still have a dream and work toward that dream and not let what's going on in your neighborhood, what's going on in your family, what's going on around you stop you from reaching your goal.
Absolutely. And I concur that, and I work with a population of transitional age youth who are going through homelessness and experiencing homelessness. And I often tell, and still in real time, tell some of these stories and my in real time with the youth that I work with currently in my current role. And those issues of child abandonment, poverty, addiction, and all these transitions and all these challenges, even though they happened to me 30, almost 40 years ago, they're still happening today to the current generation. So those stories are relevant, and the tools that I was able to navigate to help me navigate through it is something that can still be used today. So I'm able to empower the current generation that may be going through the foster care system or having an alcoholic parent or a parent who's addicted to anything, how they can get through it without it becoming such a transitional a problem for them. Because we all have issues, and I want them to also understand that there's a thing called genetic predisposition to whatever. You can have a genetic predisposition or whatever in your family line. It's in your best interest to do some research. You may have the same issues as your grandfather, your uncle. So you can navigate, you can move different. That's why I don't drink to this day, because I've seen what it done to so many people in my family. Although I know there's a thing called responsible drinkers. Everybody's not going to start throwing knives at you when they get some alcohol. But it's important for our young people that I work with to be mindful of how what things you participate in, because it could affect you when you least expect it. So that's the things we're learning in real time, using some of these stories as an example to the young people that we're working with.
My last couple questions are about artistic style and collaboration. So, one, how do you see your individual artistic styles complementing each other? I mean, Dr. Madison, you're an accomplished actor in your own right. You've acted on stages, all over the world. Deon, you have a very large personality. You're gregarious. You're funny. So, how have your artistic sides come together to collaborate on this piece?
I would say Miss Tia as just professionalism, because I remember I come from just a undisciplined. There's no discipline with comedians. They just go out there, they just talk anything. But now there's structure, right? She's teaching me rhythm. She's teaching me timing. She's teaching me how to move a certain way and how to put it in a package that's deliverable and professional. And even the tone. She's asking me to slow down the tone and when to sit down as opposed to when to pacing or walking or things. So I'm learning some techniques that I hadn't learned before. I didn't need to learn because, you just give a person a microphone, you just tell a story. But there's some structure and there's some technique and there's precision involved in this art form of being theater. And I'm learning that now.
And I would say I'm very honored that that I was trusted. This is your baby, Deon, and to trust someone. And I believe that because I was trusted with this opportunity, that I approach it in a way of honoring the words that are on the page, making sure that that I ask questions to make sure that what I'm going to say is in the flow and the tone of the author, and the words that are meant to, how they're meant to be projected on the stage. I approach in a way that I would approach Shakespeare. I look at what the intentions were around the things that are being said, and the feelings that are supposed to be evoked when it's said, and making sure I'm honoring those words that the author has put on the page.
Well, I know you guys have been working hard in rehearsal, and the performances will be awesome. People are going to have a great time at the theater. And as I mentioned in the opening, you're going to be doing them all over the Bay Area. So if people want more information about the next performance or where they can get tickets, where can they go?
Raisedinhell.com. That's a easy, just Raised in Hell, all one word. Raisedinhell.com. You can get access to the upcoming shows, access to tickets, and access to the book. If you want to, if you're any readers out there, is access that way. Raisedinhell.com.
Excellent, excellent. Well, Dr. Tia Madison and Deon Price, thank you so much for coming on the Edric Show. I really appreciate your time. And again, it's Raised in Hell the play. Go to raisedinhell.com to get all information about performances around the Bay Area. You will not be disappointed. Go see this production. I want to thank you guys for coming on the Edric Show today.
Thank you, sir. Thanks for having me.
You're very welcome. This has been another edition of the Edric Show. I am your host, Edric Jerome. As promised, this is the place for intelligent conversation with interesting people. Go ahead and hit that subscribe button and ring that notification bell, and you'll get notified when I post content each and every week. I want to thank you for tuning in, and I will catch you on the next episode.